He literally
like with Chucky.
With Chucky.
And Chucky, like they have like this anchoring shot going back and forth. Chucky's like, wee. Hilarious.
After that happens, they have this weird scene where they sing that song, "We got the beat, we got the beat." Yeah, because Chucky does that. Yeah, like, what was this scene?
Let me tell you how it's about to go. Let me show you the towel you're about to throw. This is hip-hop, try to run in our house, we'll knock your ass straight out the door. I'm the enemy's epitome, the fantasy, my tendency to mentally give your career the death penalty. I instantly advise you to match my intensity, try to fit my brain like Jackie Kennedy. I'm so tired of the why not side of putting MCs in a pine box. You motherfuckers couldn't even hit me in my blind.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Lost Legends TV, we are Ready MC, and I'm Ray. We are here, episode 7 of the phenomenal show, Chucky.
Yeah, we're a little behind, but hey, there was Thanksgiving, y'all.
And we got a lot to cover in this episode.
Especially since the next episode is the series finale, or the season finale. Yeah.
I hope we get at least one more season.
Yeah, it's the season finale. Let's crank it off. We start off at the wake.
Yep.
For Bree. The scene literally had a moment where I was like, I literally looked at you and said, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, why did that happen?
So, like, they're all at the funeral. It's a wake at the house.
Yeah.
So, Junior's sitting down with Lexi. Lexi's comforting him.
Yeah.
Logan is kind of like in the middle of the room. And people are going up there giving them their condolences and shit. The mayor came in there politicking. And no point did I feel like it was even sort of a sincere apology.
Not at all.
Like a sincere,
not one word of it, no.
Like, I'm sorry for your loss. It really felt like, I'm sorry for your loss, but I gotta get out of here. I've got to meet. Like, she legit said, yeah, we're gonna go. We got a meeting. I got a meeting I gotta be at. Jake goes outside. He sees Devin. He gives him a hug, especially since his mom died in the end of the last episode. Why did Junior come outside?
That's the thing that I talked to you about.
That's right. It was just random.
It was just randomly because what happened, everybody's inside grieving, giving their condolences. And all of a sudden, Jake and Devin's outside having their talk. And Junior just comes out fucking blazing hot. Mm-hmm. And it's never, like, explained why. Like, I get it, I guess.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, it's like, it wasn't like Jake talked to him beforehand. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like Jake came up and said anything, even like, I'm sorry for your loss or anything like that. Jake wasn't even specifically around Junior. Jake's outside. He's talking to Devin. Him and Lex come outside. Junior's telling them off. And then Lexi was like, it's not his fault or whatever. And then he just punches Junior. He punches Jake right in the face.
Gives him that right hook.
Yep. And then Logan, tells him off and tells him to go. And then who pulls up?
Tiffany.
Who pulls up to the wake? Tiffany or Jennifer Tilly.
In that antique car.
Yep.
Same car.
I'm sure there's a specific reason with it, and I'm positive they'll probably explain it in the next episode.
Because it didn't this one.
It made no sense in the moment. Like, without any context, if you just saw this scene and like if you were late to the episode and this is where you came in and you saw that, you would be baffled.
Because even watching the episode, this is still kind of weird.
We laughed about it. Like, I almost paused it and was like, bro, like, what the... So Tiffany gets out. She walks up to Logan because Logan had came out and told Junior to go back inside after he punched Jake. Walks up to Logan, gets up in his face, says, I'm so sorry for your loss. Gives him a kiss on the lips, and Logan's not reciprocating it.
No.
Like, he's not, like, in it at all. Like, she's kissing him on the lips, and then she's like, all right, bye, and gets back in the car and leaves.
She dips.
What was the point? Like, what was the point of her being there?
I'm sure they're going to tie that in, because if not, that's just having Jennifer Tilly on screen just to be there. Yeah. I'm going to hate. Like, I'm not going to hate it, but I'm going to hate it. Because this show has not been bad about loose end scenes so far. So, Devin is at home. Of course, his mother's passed away. Jake comes to check on him. And it made me feel so bad for Devin, his situation now. Yeah. Jake asked him, hey, what are you doing? You see him packing his clothes.
They did have a conversation at the wake that we really didn't talk about, but it was like basically that Devin wanted to like call it for now. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
take a break.
They were like, let's just hold off. It's like Lacey said she was under house watch because of what happened, and then Jake really couldn't do much, and then Devin didn't want to do it because he was living with his aunt now.
Yeah. Devin's packing his clothes, and Jake's like, what are you doing? He's like, well, my mom's passed away. I can't stay with my aunt forever. And Jake's like, well, what are you going to do after that? And Devin's like, well, I guess I'll go where everybody else goes who don't have a family. I go to a foster home. And when he said it, it just broke my heart. Yeah. Because I really like Devin in the show. He then tells him basically, hey, Jake, it's probably best if we don't see each other. And he's like, okay, well, I guess I understand that, but can we still be friends? He's like, no, we need to stop seeing each other. So, well, can I come by later? Or he's just like, no, like, just, we're done.
Yeah, he legit said it hurts to see you because I think of her on the floor like that. And
Dead on the floor, and I was like, damn.
Yeah. That was a tough scene to watch.
Very tough scene. So, Jake does the only thing he can do, and he walks out the room.
Yeah. It has been a minute since we watched the show, so this might not be particularly in order. We did have a flashback scene. Tiff and Charles Lee Ray get in their first apartment. They ordered pizza. They killed the guy that gave them the pizza. They were making jokes about how it was deep dish. And they like New York style better.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, but I like the mess it made. And they had blood all over her hands.
He zooms out with a dead body on the floor.
They did come back to it later because Tiffany came back and she was like was wanting to make him something to eat. And there was noises coming. And in a way, it sounded like Chucky was cheating on her. Mm-hmm. And in a way he was, but he wasn't fucking nobody.
No, he wasn't smashing.
No, he was murdering somebody. She said, you're killing without me, and then he said something about he was leaving or whatever, and like
he said I got more than life than you in this shithole. I was like, damn.
And he called her
damn,
red,
Charles.
and he called her red again.
Yeah. Then we cut to Kyle and Andy. They're at this gas station. Beforehand, they had said several times, like, hey, you want me to drive? Because I guess Andy's not a very good driver.
Kyle had been driving for a few hours.
They keep implying that, like, Andy's not a good driver.
Yeah.
So they agree to stop and get some gas, get some drinks, some snacks, wake up a little bit, stretch your legs. All right, when Kyle comes out.
And he's at the door, at the driver's side door.
And he locks the door. They pass gloves around, like black gloves.
Yeah, like she went inside the gas station and found some black gloves or whatever and gave it to him.
He also looks at this picture that Kyle had with this male. I don't know who that was supposed to be. But it's somebody we haven't seen in the show before. I guess that sparked his epiphany of what needs to happen. So Kyle comes around. She's like, hey, okay, I guess you can drive. Joking around. And the door's locked. He's like, open the door. And he doesn't say anything. She's like, Andy, open the damn door. And then he just cranks the car and drives off. Leaves her there. And I was like, damn. After all y'all been through, which I understand why he did it. He's playing the hero. So I feel like if they've done this so many times, this wouldn't be the time to do it. If they have one more doll left. Kyle's out of the picture at this point.
We also have a scene of them at the town hall. Mayor says they're putting on this.
It was a Frankenstein play. And the proceeds was going to like something, which is going to go to them.
Which she didn't know because she had to read it off a board. Literally, like, this dude asked her a question about them having somebody in They had somebody they
captured?
Like, they captured somebody. Like, it was the teacher.
Mrs. F.
He asked her all these questions about, like, the murders and all this other stuff. And she pondered her way through it. Like, she didn't answer not one question.
Not for real, no.
She was just, like, talking.
But tonight.
That's a great question. Let me tell you how great that question was. Like, and it's like I'm avoiding the answer because I don't have an answer, but I've got to talk. So I'm going to say this. They asked the daughter, what's her name?
Caroline.
That's kind of a question. There was also a scene, I forget, I don't know if this happens before or after, where, like, Caroline and Lexi bonded over tearing off heads of dolls. Grow up and do what your mommy does. And she said something about, like, Chucky told me to kill mommy. Mayor freaks out, calls into the press conference, like, no. And then, like, Lexi pulls Caroline aside, like, what do you mean? Chucky said, Chucky told me to kill Daddy, Mommy, and you. We also had a scene where Logan and Junior talked about basically him punching Jake or whatever. He went to his room. He goes to his room. Chucky's in his room, facing the other way. Even with him facing the other way, from Junior's perspective, you could tell that Junior could see that Chucky was moving.
He turned his head like that.
Slightly. They don't really show his reaction to that, to like there being an actual doll, because there's been an episode where Lexi straight up told this man, hey, there was a killer doll, and we got rid of him, which they didn't, but we got rid of him. And he basically called her a bullshitting liar.
Also, Logan was drunk as fuck.
Oh, bro, he was fucking, he was
gone.
Wasted.
Stumbling.
He came back home, stumbling into the house and shit. Junior literally sits down and has a conversation with Chucky. The same conversation that Chucky had with Jake, basically, about him. Why don't you take care of your dad, bro? I mean, he's being shitty to you, bro. Why don't you go ahead and take care of him? Kind of wants to do it, kind of doesn't want to do it. But I think what pushed him over the edge is when Chucky was like, that's exactly what Jake said, but you're better than Jake, right?
Yeah.
Of course, that kind of set him where he's like, yeah, fuck it. And then he gave that same line that he was told when he was a kid, You got guts, kid.
And that's at the point where you see Junior goes down to the stairs.
Yeah.
And he's holding a knife. Previously, before that, you have the scene where Jake has packed his bags and he's planning to get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah.
So, again, we mentioned Logan was wasted when he left. He came back to the house.
Passed out on the couch.
And Jake, against his better judgment, you can tell he don't want to do it, steals all the money out of Logan's wallet.
All the cash anyway. Yeah. He steals his card. But it looked like a good bit of money, like at least $300, $400, $500.
And so he walks out the door. Meanwhile, Junior sees all of this play out. Jake leaves the house. He walks to this bus stop, and on the way there, he's listening to Devin's podcast.
Yeah.
Because Devin in the show, you listen to his monologue over like Jake walking to the bus station, feeling sorry about everything that happened. Okay, he gets there and he's walking down this alleyway. Well, not alleyway, like this hallway of the bus station. And he sees somebody carrying a good guy doll. So he follows this dude. He's like, hey, where you going with that? He's like, man, I can't tell you that. Get the fuck out my face. Basically flashes him money. I'll ask you again.
I'll pay for it.
Yeah. And then the guy was just like, okay. Fuck it.
The guy's thing was he said something about like he was late delivering this package.
And he asked, where's it going? So he gave Jake the address. Okay?
Which you're not supposed to do. You already got the money. He's like, fuck it, I'll give you the address too.
And Jake handed him like the entire stack of money. He didn't count out, he just...
Oh, but he gave him a price too.
Here you go.
He gave him a price. I think he said like $300 or something.
Yeah.
And Jake's like, all right. And he's like, what about the address? Like, that's gonna be an extra. He said something like a tip or whatever. He's like, all right. Literally handed him all the money. Could have been $600-$700, whatever. He gave you twice as much you needed.
Now you have two things that happen. For one, he doesn't have money to get on the bus. And two, he just, in broad daylight, started beating the fuck out of this good guy doll. Yeah, they did nothing. Like, he didn't tear the head off or nothing. He just...
Like, the doll didn't react to anything. Like, he didn't, like, try to fight him or anything. So, turns out that address was Charles Lee Ray's house, which means Tiffany had ordered it. Devin, while at his own house, while all this was going on, had this pegboard of all these different things about the case of Charles Lee Ray. And one of them was about the house.
Yep.
So I guess he decided, you know what, I'm going to go check out the house, which is an odd thing to do just randomly. Because they were very much hinting that he was going to do this. And I was like, please don't do that.
Yeah, don't do it, man.
Don't do that. Because, like, he's going to die. He goes. And while that happens, Jennifer Tilly shows up at Logan and Junior's house.
So this kind of plays, it don't tie up the loose end about what happened at the wake with Jennifer Tilly or Tiffany, whatever you want to call her, because they're the same person evidently. Junior comes out. She subtly like implies that they had an affair. Like she doesn't directly say it. I can't remember verbatim what she said.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't tell you?
Yeah.
Oh, I've spoke too much. Yeah. And she also gave Junior a bowl of these Swedish meatballs,
which she said was her father's favorite. But also it plays into the flashback because when Tiffany came back to the apartment when she caught Chucky killing without her, she said, I'm making your favorite Swedish meatballs, which...
Yep. The scene's very short. The whole scene's there, again, to imply, or at least she's tricking Junior into thinking that Logan had an affair with her, while Junior's mom was still alive.
Yeah. And
then she leaves.
So back to Devin's part is Devin gets to Charles Lee Ray's house, goes to the back, and he breaks a window into like the basement area. He sneaks in the window, but when he breaks it, after that happens, they have this weird scene where they sing that song, We Got the Beat, We Got the Beat, yeah, because Chucky does that, like, what was this scene? Strange feeling, and I was right. When Devin walked over there and was, like, helping her out, and he took the tape off her mouth and everything, before he even asked her name, I was like, bro, if she stands up, it's Charles Lee Ray. He played it well.
Played it well.
The way his legs were positioned, it looked like he literally...
Like with Chucky.
With Chucky.
And Chucky, like, they have like this anchoring shot going back and forth. Chucky's like, wee. Hilarious.
He said, I'm Devin, by the way. What's your name? He's like, well, it depends. He literally...
Like with Chucky.
With Chucky.
And Chucky, like, they have like this anchoring shot going back and forth. Chucky's like, wee. Hilarious.
We very much thought Devin was going to die. He doesn't die. He gets tied up. We'll come back to that in a minute.
Also, Chucky got a hold of his taser.
Which I think he set it down because...
I think it was like in his little bag right there or whatever.
Yeah. So he got his taser. I guess he tased Devin and then tied him up. Alright, so while that's happening, again, we cut to Jake showing up at Lexi's house. Lexi is the only one there. And I think she said the reason was because her parents got a motel or a hotel room or whatever. And I guess they were like trying to save the marriage or whatever. I don't know where Caroline was. I'm assuming she didn't go with them. But I don't think she ever hinted at that either. So,
I don't know.
Jake throws the doll on the table. They talk about it for a second. They talk about how he was leaving. She calls her and Devin his family. And that's why when they got into the subject of where's your real family, and that's when she said they were at the hotel. Jake tells her that Devin doesn't want to see him anymore. Tells her about the address, and she looks it up. It was like, oh, well, it's Charles Lee Ray's house. And then like says something about Devin was on a walk somewhere. And then he looked at his snap, and somehow he got the exact location. It was Charles Lee Ray's house. Damn, I'm having a shark now, just like you are. They decide. She also told him. Caroline said that Chucky told her to kill the family. Why is he trying to get our family members dead? And then it cuts to this scene.
So this scene, boy, Logan wakes up. He's on like good cushion alcohol. Nah, he's still fucked up. He's wobbling around.
Climbing the stairs to Pussy Money Weeb on the way.
Yeah. And then he goes to the hallway and he hears Junior.
Yeah, he's upstairs. Like he walked all the way up there.
He hears Junior talking to somebody. Clearly it's Chucky, right?
I like Chucky. Chucky was even like, oh shit, he's out there.
Yeah. He said, oh, she's out there. You ready? Yeah.
Like they were little kids like trying to like stage like a surprise for their dad. It was hilarious.
So Logan walks in there, and I guess he wanted to have the conversation, because I'm guessing they haven't talked much since Bree's death.
Yeah. They
haven't sat down, talked about it. Hey, son, what are we going to do? How are we going to handle this? We can do this together. Whatever. What I thought was really cool, because I can't remember another time this show or the movies has done it to this extent. So Chucky starts talking, right? But he does it in the good guy voice.
Yep.
He says, hi,
I'm Chucky.
And then he says something along the lines of, you drink a lot. And I guess that set like Logan off just a tad bit.
And he's kind of playing it like he thinks Junior's controlling the doll and making him say this shit.
Like fucking puppeteering him some kind of way. And then Logan reaches for the doll. And Chuck is like, get your fucking hands off of me. And the way this plays out is really clever because Junior's not saying a word. And it's just making Logan madder and madder. He's holding Chucky like this. And Chucky is doing all the talking as Junior. Talking about how he's a piece of shit dad. He's a fucking drunk.
Just like his brother.
Just like his brother. Logan makes the mistake of telling Junior, you can't even talk to me like a fucking man. You gotta talk to me with a doll.
He said, you know why your mom killed herself? Because she's a quitter. Just like you. Like, damn. Okay.
You shouldn't have said that. Junior fucking snaps like a twig. And he just beats the living fuck.
Before you say it, I literally remember talking about this scene. And I was like, we talked about like all the different ways people have been killed in the Chucky series and the movies. This was the first time I've ever seen this type of kill.
And it was dope. Junior takes Chucky and beats the fuck out of Logan.
He literally
with Chucky.
And
Chucky, like they have this anchoring shot going back and forth. Chucky's like, wee. Hilarious. Which turns out Junior is now a killer. And at the wake, I talked to James about it would be really cool if they went with the angle with Junior, because they could take that and run with it. So now we know that's exactly what happened.
After that happens, they have this weird scene where they sing that song, We Got the Beat, We Got the Beat. Yeah, because Chucky does that. Yeah, like, what was this scene? Like,
it went from serious to funny.
And for a second, I didn't think Logan was dead because he did that whole like looking thing at the end, but then he kind of like he fell over. I was like, okay, he's dead. Then it cuts like Chucky was talking to him, talking about like, dang kid, I've been trying to get somebody to kill somebody for the longest time. Yeah. Thank you for finally doing it. That's when it set up that scene. This whole time they went back and forth between like what Lexi and Jake were talking about, and then it cuts to Devin, and Devin's in this room tied up exactly like Nika was. There's just a line. Like, it's so many Chucky good guy dolls. So many.
They at least 40, 50 of these hoes.
In this room, and they all turn and they look at Devin. And I was like, God
damn.
No.
Visually, it was creepy.
Yeah. And that's how the episode ends.
He's got the Andy thing.
Oh, yeah. So, they cut back, the actual ending, because I forgot about it. They cut back to Junior, and like he's up in his room looking out the window, and Chucky's like congratulating him or whatever. All the pieces are starting to fall into place, and you see Andy walk up to the front door from the window and knock on the door. And that was it. I think the whole Tiffany thing is there's a lot of Chucky. Like she's been buying just a shit ton of Chucky dolls.
Yeah.
But I think because the way she says about your father loves Swedish meatballs, I think what they're planning on doing is turning Junior into Glenn/Glenda.
That poses the question, where is it now?
Yeah, which I think that was Chucky's whole thing was Glenn and Glenn didn't really do much killing in the beginning. I do think they made a kill towards the end. Right?
Glenda did.
Glenda did.
Yeah.
Glenn didn't. Glenn was more reserved.
Yeah.
So I think what he's wanting to do, or I'm speculating, is he's wanting Glenn, not Glenda, to be a killer. So he's hoping if he does that and he puts Glenn in a body of somebody who has killed.
Basically recruiting.
Yeah.
Right now. And we don't quite know what his plan is. Like, we kind of know now.
Yeah.
Because for one, we see that he's clearly going to expand his army of Chucky. Because there's like fucking 50 of them now. Yeah. It also poses the question, is that going to hinder the whole Nika/Chucky embodiment too? Because there's already a little problem there.
And what's the whole thing with Tiffany and Nika? Like where she's like talking about she wants to be with Nika.
I think that was just like a playoff. Because it wouldn't make sense if she actually feels that way. She wouldn't be going like ordering fucking 50 good guy dolls to help Chucky out with his army.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make sense. I mean, it does intrigue me now. And now we know why Chucky didn't directly kill any of the kids, even though he could have. That might have been why he didn't kill Lexi when he had the chance.
Yeah.
I mean, we know he could have killed Jake at any time. He could have killed Junior. But he didn't kill the kids, he killed the parents.
Which is why he ran past Devin, too.
Yep.
And there's got to be...
he never intended to kill the kids.
And there's got to be well, besides... Oh, buddy.
Oliver.
Before we end this, what do you think is going to happen in the season finale? If you had to take a stab in the dark. Who do you think is going to die? Give me like 2 people you think might die.
Here's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to have to be some kind of sacrificial thing, right? Mm-hmm. I think somebody's going to have to try to play the hero and die.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be somebody. I hate to say it. It might be either Kyle or Andy. I only say that because they've had so little screen time and they came like so late into the show. You can tell their purpose in the show, but it's not like they're a strong point. Like if you took them out, it'd still be like the Chucky show. They're not like one of the key moments they keep pouncing on.
Yeah.
So that's kind of making them expendable, or they can either go with because I don't think Jake's gonna die.
I don't either.
They might do Devin.
I'm thinking Devin might die.
And the only reason I say that is because Devin is the only person who doesn't have anything else to lose in terms of like family and like what's keeping him in the show.
Yeah.
Since he has nothing to do with Jake anymore, that might be like them saying, hey, we can eliminate him now, which I hope not.
Yeah. I think Devin's going to be one of them. The other one I think Andy's going to get caught up or whatever, but I don't think he's going to die. I think Kyle's going to
come to the rescue.
Yeah, I think Kyle's going to come to the rescue and she's going to die. And then that's going to set Andy off or whatever. I don't know how the fuck they're going to end this shit. I'm thinking Chucky somehow gets away.
I don't think that they're going to end the show in any way that's going to hinder the future of Chucky. Yeah. Like, I don't think, whether it be another movie, another series, I don't think Chucky's done. Without a doubt in my mind. Like, I don't think this is the end of Chucky.
It's we're either talking about another movie or we're talking about another season of this show. And
if I had to pick, definitely another series.
Season, or another season.
Yeah, another season.
I really hope we do get a second season of this because it's so good. I cannot wait for the next episode.
And we really didn't talk about like how we felt about the episode. I thought this was like really a really good episode.
We haven't really had a bad episode.
Because this show had everything. Like it had suspense, Chucky doing Chucky.
Like there's been bad moments.
Yeah, in the show.
But overall, for the most part, it's been really good.
The Junior thing, I just said off the top of my head. Like I didn't think they would actually do that.
In fact, he said, I think that's something they might do in like a season 2.
Yeah.
So again, at the time when he said this, which was the very beginning of the episode, we didn't know what Chucky's plan was for the whole situation. We didn't know he was going to run into Junior and try to convince him to do shit.
Nope.
So, what do you think is going to happen in the next episode, guys? Tell us. Please, give us any crazy conspiracy theories of what's going to happen. If you're new to this, we have other reviews of this specific show, and we will continue to review the show whenever like another season comes out. If you want to watch us talk about a bad show we watched, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yep.
Sure, you can find a link to that. We do reviews. We talked about movies. We'll talk about music. We talk about video games and stuff.
We do skits.
So if any of this is something you might like, like, comment, subscribe on it. Subscribe really helps us at this moment, and the likes really help us. So, I mean, you like us doing videos, you want to see us keep doing this stuff, help us out. We really appreciate y'all guys, man. Even if it's only like 6-7 people who watch these videos, really appreciate y'all. We thank y'all. So, until next time, deuce.
Adios.
On the couch like damn, what a slam. Then it's back to you, grouch. Just my crew just might roll on you like